JB here, JB here. Thursday, August 7th, 327 on this fine afternoon. Talk really quick about the market. Some names I'll look at it, go from there. S&P in the red, down about a 0.4%, giving back the gains from this morning, the gap higher. Interesting session, right? Not much in the way of catalysts. You look at headlines, and some say the start of tariffs, right? The August 7th was the drop dead date. And then you also have this afternoon, there was a weak bond auction, right? It's just, to me, it's the market does its thing, and then the headlines come in after to kind of rationalize the move. But, pretty much since mid last week, it's like the markets, it's like folks are, uh, there's chop, but it's like, if we don't find support, I think there might be a bigger pull at some point. So I, I don't think that's a high probability, but that scenario just keeps gaining more, I guess, credibility as the last couple sessions go on. The good about today, or at least the last couple days, and why don't I have this here? Sorry, is the lows, right? So if you look at the last couple sessions, right, the low yesterday, well today 629. Well, we'll see if we get under that. Low yesterday, 628. The low on Tuesday, 627. The low on Monday, 625. The low on Friday, 619. So we've been doing higher lows. So that's take it with a grain of salt. That's a good thing if we can hold gains here. It just want to see a little, at least maybe just a solid green day again today, just some follow through, and it's been back to back since Friday's sell off. Well, Thursday and Friday, and then it's green Monday, red Tuesday, green Wednesday, red Thursday, and then hopefully we can find some support and close back over 636 on Friday. I still have 618 to 636 as my SPY range. I hate to pat myself on the back, but pretty good on the upside so far. 636.24 was the high. Hopefully we don't hit that downside level, right? And that would be a spot. Take a look at Friday was 619.29. So if things get a little nutty tomorrow morning, that's kind of the spot I'll be watching. But on the flip side, there's no catalyst. We don't have a jobs report. It's just earnings. And after the close today, it's not mega cap names. It's more niche names, right? So you have the likes of TTD, obviously, Rocket Labs, which has been on a tear, Pinterest. You have Block, Square, whatever you want to call it, Twilio Team, Gilead reports, Win Resorts, Frog, of course, my name, SERV Robotics, TripAdvisor reports after the close too. So will certainly be an interesting session, but after the close, I just don't know how much it's going to move the markets. Um, and I'm sitting here and, even on the rant this morning when the markets are gapping, I'm like, oh, 633 is a spot where I'll look to get some hedge puts. But then you look at some of the names that I would do it in, and, and the chips are going, semis are going. AMD was up like 6% by 11:30. So I wasn't going to go get puts like I did on those names last. We same with Broadcom. Broadcom maybe a little better possibility to do some put hedges all the way up to 310 down here to 301. But it's, to me, it's like a name that just, if the market was green, it's going to continue to hit new highs. So for now, I kind of sat on my hands. I don't have tons of positions on, which kind of alleviates concern for alleviates the need to have a hedge to protect myself. Of course, on the same token, I want to make money in the market, right? So I'm not going to sit around all day not try and make money, but I'm not going to just throw money out there just to trade, right? So if I see some opportunities, certainly I would add. I have that little chart here. Here's the tariffs. I'll move that. But anyways, 618, 636, and then in that range, maybe I'll revisit tomorrow. Also of note, so the S&P is still up, I think, close to 1.5% this week, even with today's pullback. And then small caps, it's like every time I think that it's ready to go, uh, just couldn't get going today. It's still up 2% for the week. So hopefully some continuation tomorrow. Now, just quick on individual names. First Lemonade. I thought if it could get going, 53.85. That was its highs in November. Then off to the races, and then it was like 51, 52 at the open, chopping around. My calls were solidly in the green for a little bit in the morning, and then it just faded. About 10:30, just started to break under that 50 handle. So I didn't want to be in a spot where, the bears take control or what have you, and the premiums just completely get destroyed. So I locked my calls in for next week for flat. I put it on FinTwit on the private Twitter and also in the chat room that I'll probably look for some other strikes, lower strikes at some point. I said maybe less expensive. So let's see. I didn't even see what those 55s are right now. Probably get the 50s for just as, yeah, the 50s are 65 by 80. So the 55s are destroyed today, down 80%. So it's a good thing to get out of those. what happened, or I didn't realize Root reported earnings after the close yesterday. Root does car insurance, right? And it's been a massive momentum name and just got destroyed. It was actually doing good after hours yesterday and just got decimated today. Lemonade's a little different because they encompass a lot of different things: pet insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance. So there's more uh, different levers that are not intertwined with Root's business. So, but needless to say, I assume that some of the pressure, not only the market's been weak, so definitely a name I'll continue to watch. If it finds a bid, maybe tomorrow I'll do some lottos. But that's Lemonade. So thankful to get out of those, and then I'll continue to look for other opportunities. Here's Joby down close to almost not 8.5% here today. It's to me, it's like not a surprise. Of course, I would love to see it squeezing out of the open, run into 20 bucks. It actually got over 19 in the morning before pulling back. But it's like it for me, it's like I think it trades into the 20s in the coming months. I just don't know. It's going to have the same kind of moves and swings that it had from April to now, right? Maybe it's going to be range bound between 16 and 21. I mean, that's a wide range until other catalysts or other updates. So I'll just continue to hold my October calls. They're still up over 100%. I only have a couple of those left. And in lieu of adding more strikes, I'll just continue to be patient. I have my trend line. So at some point, maybe I'll have to pull that trend line out. And it looks like it's up near 16, maybe 16.25. So maybe if that holds, it could be a spot I add some. But if that breaks, then I'll continue to be patient for more strikes. So that's Joby. And then SERV reports earnings after the close here today. My thoughts there on that one. I'm not going to, get in. It's actually up 2%. Nice move since 230. And hopefully that's a premonition for things to come after the close. Um, I just, my thought. I'm not going to get into it too much, but to me, I look at the chart and where it is and where it's come from, and I'm like, I don't even know. It would have to be real net, like a real hit to their rollout or some kind of deadline or what have you, something big in my opinion for it to really come under pressure. So because of that, I think that there's more possibility of a bigger move to the upside. They're 13, 13.75, 14. So I continue to think that I might be wrong, but I definitely think there's an opportunity for a nice squeeze after the close. Say 25% short interest. So that's the other part of it. I mean, they had their chance to short, and here it is stuck pretty much range bound since middle June. So that's Serve Robotics, and then just some other names I'm watching today. Obviously, United Healthcare continues to be stubborn, right? And it's like at some point that's going to break out. And every time it looks like it's going to break out, it comes under pressure. And it's right up near the highs of the day right now. And then it did it, all the way down to 230. I think it hit 239 earlier today. Then boom, up to 244. Then back down to 242. Then back up to 244. It's just a tough one to time, right? And if you don't have the timing right, it's just going to kill premium. So I'd rather have a couple day bounce. So until that happens, I'll continue to watch for opportunities. I was looking at maybe the 265s for next week, but I'm sure there'll be another opportunity tomorrow. If not, it is what it is, right? Um, and then some other names, nice plays on the Visa puts. I mean, if you've listened to my rants over the last couple of years, Visa and MasterCard, at some point, I think these names come under serious pressure. They start to do that Liberation Day, then they bounce, and now, the stable coin announcement hit them. Uh, but to me, it's just like, I still don't understand how these stocks don't start to price in a huge competitive concerns in regards to transactions, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, stablecoin, all those different possible competitive concerns. And Visa and MasterCard have done some acquisitions and things to try to avert getting smashed. But to me, it's like they trade at multiples. Obviously, they're cash cows and stuff, but at some point, the amount of transaction, the percent of the value they derive from the transaction is going to decline. I mean, it has to. Again, I've been saying this for a long time, right? And the time it happens, I'm going to be, I'm not going to be in the puts, unfortunately. That never, not wrong, just early, right? But so I missed Visa today. I was looking at MasterCard too, and I think the 555s were like 30 cents. That sold off 2%, but it's bounced. And then when it starts to bounce, I'm like, oh, good thing I didn't get the puts. Uh, Definitely a name I'll probably add to the possible put hedges on weakness. And yeah, take a look at Visa through that 200-day moving average like a hot knife through butter. I have to go back to see the last time it really broke through the 200-day moving average. The last time Visa did was back in Liberation Day, and I was in the puts then, and it bounced, right? So maybe this time it doesn't. All right, so just the other names, that's Visa. Oh, Lulu, Regoots. I don't know if he's not on the audio right now. Talking about Lulu. Lulu just absolutely destroyed. And, is this Is this like Under Armour? And Under Armour back in the day used to be this, used to trade at decent multiples, and then it just became like one of these brands that just got diluted on the brand value or whatever, the discounting and all that stuff. I don't know if Lulu's the same on the same kind of spectrum as Under Armour, but just it absolutely destroyed this year. And some of it is it recession concerns? People not going to not going to pay $80 for guys yoga shorts. Like I don't know what that all looks like. I not a brand I shop or buy. So but to look at them, like, great point with American Eagle and that the ad campaign. I mean, you have to look if you're a retailer, especially niche retailer in a sector that has consumers that you're trying to attract. Well, why not try and build on what you see just became viral with this American Eagle campaign? So even on that, just the possibility of it, you have to think maybe it bounces at some point. So their earnings aren't until September. Name on watch. I mean, Ralph Lauren reported earnings today, and that one's been on a tear. Uh, that one's off today, although it's bounced. So maybe I don't know if that's some of the weakness, but another name I'm putting on a watch list. And then just a couple other, and yeah, take a look at the move on Lulu there. VKTX, right? It's hitting highs right now, hitting highs not seen since January. So the good thing is my August strikes are gaining premium. I think they're up 66% today. I keep saying in lieu of adding further out strikes, in hindsight, maybe I should have got the September strikes earlier today at the open. But you know what? I'm just sticking to the plan, right? Got to have a plan. Otherwise, you get killed. So I'll just continue to hold those, and maybe it's the start of a multi-day move for VKTX, where and then data, right? So to me, the ideal situation is if there's no data next Friday, I can get out some of the calls like Wednesday for nice profits. Maybe runs into the 40s and so on. So you can also see the weekly strikes on VKTX getting smoked. When I say smoked in a good way, I mean, some of the calls are up 30, the 38 strikes are up 300%, the 3750s are up 400%. So this has been kind of that rinse and repeat that I've been talking about the last week or two, where people are bidding up the VKTX calls, hoping for some kind of lotto where the company comes out with data, right? They come out data tonight or tomorrow. I mean, and then if obviously it's got to be positive data, but LLY kind of set the bar this morning with their 72-week study. I mean, decent 12% weight loss, but over a year and a half time, taking an oral solution with adverse effects that impacted 10% of the highest dosage cohort. Tough one. All right, so so I kind of lowered the bar for VKTX almost, in my opinion, which is needed because VKTX is just can't seem to get going and keep going. And then last but not least, MDB, right? I mean, I'm going to talk about this week to get lottos again into Friday. And sure enough, what does it do? Pulls up off over 5% today. And then, also in tandem is RH. I mean, another one of those teases. RH is rallying. It's up near 230 at the open, up like 6-7%. Actually, might have been more than that. It gave back all the gains and then some. A $21 reversal and bouncing. No news, no catalyst that I could see. Obviously, Wayfair earnings at the start of the week kind of, to me, it should put more of a bid in some of these names than Shopify, but that's it. So one of the days today, it's one of those days, sit on the hands, try not to overtrade, because sometimes when you overtrade or try to force trades, they become the worst kind of days, right? So just wait for earnings after close. I still my September, I think I have, let's see what I have on those on the average. But TripAdvisor after the close, you have to think there's going to be some kind of update on their the stake, right? So what's the name of that fund? Something point. Wow, gosh, of course I have to look at it. It's not coming to me, but you have to think there's going to be some kind of either. I don't know if they're going to address it. Maybe they won't address it, but I think any decent update and trades back into the 18s, 19s might my September strikes need some help, but I don't think it'll take much. And then obviously the things they look at on that call, you have the Viator side of the business, the Fork. Those are the two segments that are growing, and their old archaic TripAdvisor site that's kind of like languishing a little bit. So maybe some color on AI, how that's impacting, so on and so forth. Let's have a great day, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.